Welcome, everybody. I'm Ogden City Mayor Ben Nadolski, and we are at the Ogden Way podcast, a place where we tell the stories of Ogden by telling the stories of Ogden's people. And today, we are welcome with a new friend, a friend of Ogden, Dawn Hauptner. And yes. Dawn is with the Raindance Film Festival.
Yes, I am.
And if you're tracking on the news lately, we just announced that the Raindance is coming to Ogden.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, we did. And we are very excited about it. And I am very excited to be an Ogdenite.
So for those that don't know, I mean, we'll forgive them. There's people out there that don't track every headline, I suppose.
Right.
But there'll be people that are wanting to learn more about Raindance from this episode. And there'll be some people that learn about Raindance from this for the first time.
Right.
Tell us about Raindance.
Okay. Raindance Film Festival is a London-based film festival. It was founded in 1992 by Elliot Grove, who you've had the honor of meeting a number of times now.
Yep.
And it's all about independent filmmakers and all about emerging independent filmmakers. So that's what we like to focus on, is helping our emerging filmmakers take it to the next step, be put in front of an international audience, and and see where we can help them take their film to the next level.
So when you think about an independent filmmaker, you think about independent film, and you think about the person and the people, the innovation, the creativity behind it.
Yes.
Honestly, I think about Elliot. I mean, he's such a big character, but he's so passionate. He's so driven. You can tell he's creative, but his personality is just magnetic too.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Yes. Elliot is, he is quite a character. He's such a terrific person. He was a filmmaker himself, and really just built this festival from the ground up, and he built this festival and created it all for emerging filmmakers, because he wanted to see independent filmmakers be given more opportunities.
Right. And so when I talk to you, I talk with the team back in London, talk with Elliot. The sense I get from Raindance, and the thing that I really like that maybe the people that are listening or watching wouldn't know unless we talk about it, mm-hmm. is really the intention behind this. And I get that a lot when I hear it from Elliot. Mm-hmm. He really wants to leave behind a legacy of creativity, and he wants to create opportunity for people to just create and to innovate and to drive and become. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's really the spirit of Raindance that hooked me. Was that, to me, makes Raindance a really good fit for Ogden, because that's the kind of community we want to be.
Well, and that's the thing with Raindance, is we're very community based, and especially, I mean, right here in Utah, what we're bringing is, we're not here to take over, we're not here to replace, we're here to be part of the entire community, and it starts with Ogden, and it works its way out, and we want everybody to be involved in Raindance. We want to connect with all of our community organizations here in Ogden. We want to connect with the colleges. We want to connect with the schools. We want to connect with other film festivals here. We want to be part of building the future of film in Utah, and we're going to base that in Ogden. Right. And that's what we're excited about.
That's what I'm excited about. And that's, like, I'm not an independent filmmaker. I don't know how to do that. Certainly, I would love to consume it, right?
Right.
But the way you talk about it resonates with me, and you don't have to be an independent filmmaker or even someone that's already a lover of that. We love what we do here in Ogden, and I love the way you talk, because that's so Ogden.
We feel very so Ogden.
Right?
We do.
Yeah.
And after our meeting yesterday with our London team, they all just said this is such a perfect fit. And we all agree, and they all were sending me emails afterwards and saying these city leaders are phenomenal. Wow, they feel like it's the perfect fit for what Raindance stands for. And we're excited about that. And we have had so far 100% positive feedback from everybody in your community. And, that's what makes us so excited about being part of Ogden, because it's the right fit for us.
Right. And like I was telling you, and I think I told this to Elliot too, and the team, that it transcends politics. It's not a partisan.
Exactly.
We're talking about people and creativity.
People, right.
We're just talking about helping people thrive and be their best.
We're talking about community.
We're just
and
talking
community
about community
is everybody.
We're just talking about lifting people and lifting opportunity. And so I love that you're a part of this, just that fit came together.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear people talk about it, there's a lot of like intrigue, because I think there are people in the industry that know what Raindance is. And when I ask people that I know that are more tied to the industry, they're like, oh, wow, that's a big deal. Right?
Yes.
So for those that don't know how big of a deal this is, what is Raindance's position in the industry?
Raindance has a very strong position. First of all, we get more submissions than most other film festivals. We had over 17,000 submissions for our June festival in London, and that's more than most of the other festivals. The reason why we get so many submissions is because we are the platform for emerging filmmakers. And so emerging filmmakers submit to Raindance because it's a platform for them. You know, they're not having to submit, and they are in competition against professional filmmakers. They're in competition against other emerging filmmakers. And that's why we attract so many people. And that's why so many people have respect for Raindance, because we provide this international platform for filmmakers who really kind of get to the point where they don't know where to go next. They're out there, they're making films, they went to school, they got their degree, and now what do we do? And, and that's where we step in. And that's what we're excited about with Utah and with Ogden is there's a lot of emerging filmmakers here. There's a lot of passionate, talented filmmakers, and we want to help those filmmakers. We want to help elevate them to the next level. Yeah,
you said that emerging filmmakers compete with each other, not with professional filmmakers.
Exactly.
But what you're doing by giving a platform to emerging is you're creating professional filmmakers from the emerging community, right?
Right, exactly. And that's kind of where our position is. And that's what we're known for internationally, for taking filmmakers when they're at the emerging level and giving them these platforms to continue to move up the levels and up the ranks through networking, through different types of competitions, through the Raindance Film Festival. We give them so many avenues for them to look into, and that's what helps them to take their film to the next level.
So when you also use the term competition, so I didn't grow up in the arts. I didn't grow up in film. I grew up in sport, and I talk a lot about sports as a mechanism and a way to become my better self, right?
Right.
And competition is an important part of that for me. And we talk about competition around here, not that we're competing with each other in terms of I won, therefore you lose. It's a matter of like lifting ourselves better and just being better and always setting a higher and higher standard for ourselves.
Right.
Right. And so I love that element of what you guys do too for the emerging filmmaker and artist
community.
Exactly.
And when you think about it, filmmakers are a team. And a lot of independent filmmakers, they're all out there to help each other. And that's why when you see these independent films, you have these filmmakers are helping these filmmakers over here because they're making a feature, and then these ones are making a short film, so they're jumping over here and helping them. Filmmakers help each other.
Right.
And even though they may be in quote-unquote competition with each other, it's not a type of competition where it's a fun competition, and they are excited for each other because if this one wins, they probably did something on that film to help them out,
right.
and so it's
helps
such
them be connected
it does,
to success too.
And it's such a strong community with filmmakers, with independent filmmakers, and that's where we're so passionate about giving independent filmmakers these international platforms. Yeah. And when I first started coming to Utah, the first thing I noticed is, because I talk to everybody, is there's a lot of passionate independent filmmakers here. And it really, that was the first thing that attracted us to Utah. And, and then of course I walked down 25th Street and I was sold on Ogden, but, it's just, independent film is for everyone, because either you enjoy watching it, or you enjoy taking part in it, or you enjoy filmmaking, or you're an editor, or you're an actor, or you're, and it's just, I've met so many people, they do this job, but they're like, but my real passion is I'm an actor, or I'm a filmmaker, or I'm a cinematographer, and so it's for everyone.
I mean, our communications director for the city council, Brandon Garside, that's his day job, that's his profession. But in his personal time, he loves to do theater.
Right.
He's got a great singing voice. He's got a really good stage presence. There's a lot of people here that have a lot of that creativity. And I think it's a reflection of, like, Utah is known for a number of things, right? Yeah. And sometimes people use those things to kind of malign us a little bit. But what we are is a very international state. We send people through the LDS faith all over the world to serve. And we learn languages, we learn cultures. Right. Right? Yeah. And we learn customs and so on. And the LDS faith pushes a lot around the arts, especially singing and music, etc. Yes. And then they come back to Utah, and that makes us an international state in and of itself. But then here in Ogden, we're a very diverse city, far beyond just the LDS faith. Right. Like, we are a cross-section of America right here in Ogden, right? And that's part of why I call us Ogden, USA. Because we could be like anywhere USA, but we're not just anywhere USA. We're everything USA right here in Ogden, USA.
That is true. Yeah. Yes. And, and just to compliment all of you city leaders, you really do represent the attitude and the positivity in your city. And they had asked me that after the meeting. They said, well, we loved the city leaders. Is really everyone in Ogden like that? And I said, they are. They really are. Right? And I said, the city leaders are very representative of what I have experienced talking with everybody here.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
And, and it just, that's why it's such a great place. And, I talk about Ogden all the time, and people are starting to, at first, we were getting, why did you pick Ogden? I said, the number one reason is the people.
Give that business card I just handed you. Sorry, I'm talking to Cindy Wheeloff, Chief of Staff off. You saw me hand this to Cindy on the way when I came in. I'm like, hey, remind me to talk to you about Steve the Pitmaster.
Oh, okay.
Right? But it's the exact same thing. I just came from lunch. Yeah. When there's a new business that comes into town, I try to go, especially like a restaurant, I try to go eat there. Yeah. I hope to meet the owner if the owner's involved. Take a selfie maybe, and then kind of put it out that welcome to town.
Right. That's a good idea.
Yeah. But the Steve story at Black Sabbath Barbecue right here by the river in Ogden, if you haven't been there, holy crap, you got to go.
Is it good?
Oh my gosh. Okay. The food's phenomenal, but the atmosphere is phenomenal. If you go there, you are going to see Ogden in a nutshell. You're going to experience it. You're not going to see it, just see it. You're going to feel it. Steve is new to business in Ogden. Okay. But his whole staff, the guy's got energy for days. He loves Ogden, loves our town, loves the world, loves people around him. His staff exude the same energy, right? Yeah. And I'm like, how's doing business in Ogden? He's like, oh my gosh, we freaking love it here, right? We love Ogden. We love the people. The same thing. So what he experienced is what I told you that you told me you experienced, which sometimes we take for granted, you guys. We take it for granted. It's an amazing feeling.
Yes, it is an amazing feeling. And the more I talk to people about it, they kind of go, oh, no, I think I do see why you picked Ogden. Mm-hmm. I'm like, it was hands down. It moved to the top. As soon as I started talking to people on 25th Street, I'm like, every other city got crossed off the list. Right. We knew that this was it. This was where, from just the venues and the people and the feel and the energy here, the creativity, it all fit. Right. And it all fit Raindance Film Festival.
Okay, so here's something I want to say to the listeners is that a lot of people have reached out to me. Again, across the political spectrum. Right. Which is the most beautiful part about all of it.
Exactly.
Is that they're like, Mayor, great job landing this, right? And I just want to say, Ogden, great job.
Ogden, yes.
Landing Raindance because, yeah, we had a role to play in our discussions, right? But far preceding that was Ogden putting our best foot forward, totally unknowingly. You came into our city and you just experienced us.
Exactly. Right? And the first thing I did was just start talking to people. and just went down 25th Street and walked into businesses and introduced myself and just said, hey, what would your thought be if we did this? And they all went, oh my God, that would be wonderful.
Right.
We would be, I would be so excited. This would be the best thing in the world. And I'm going, wow. I mean, all I did was ask a simple question. I just get this positivity and this excitement. And so I go into the next business, do the same thing, same exact response, start meeting with the organizations, same exact. And I was like, this is incredible.
Right.
I'm like, this is an incredible city. And I'm like,
that's you guys. That's
yes.
us. Right.
And I'm like, this is it. This is the right feel. This is what we need. This is what we've been looking for. And the United States is a feeling.
And that's the authenticity of our city. And
it's very authentic.
I've got a friend that calls it authentic.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so our city put our best foot forward by being us, you guys. That's
just
the point
being themselves.
And that's where the biggest differences are made. It's not around this negativity and toxicity and this partisanship and that I'm going to get mine and you're going to pay the price for that. We're in this business to build and to lift and to love and to serve, right?
Yes.
And so when we are those people and we are that city, these are the good things that come.
Exactly.
Good things happen that way. Pitmaster Steve happens that way.
Exactly.
Right?
I have to go there.
You have to. I'm telling you. And I hope Steve's there when you're there because his energy overflows the place. And you'll feel it from his staff. There's no doubt. But this guy's an enormous character.
I felt it everywhere. I mean, I've eaten in all these places on 25th Street. I come here all the time. And I love going to the Union Station, and every time I go there, oh, hey, Dawn, you're back again.
There you go. Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm back here all the time.
You're just getting settled in, right?
Exactly. And it just, I love coming to your events. I've gone to the car show, and I've gone to the farmers market numerous times. I go to the farmers market
awesome.
It is incredible.
Just downtown 25th Street's awesome.
It is, and it's just I just love the feeling when I just walk down the street and just go into the little shops and eat at one of the beautiful restaurants, and everybody is just so friendly and so happy, and I don't even have to tell them who I am. They're just friendly and happy. I mean,
But that's the thing is like energy is infectious, and I think that we all have a tendency to fall for this narrative that we see on TV and in the media and the headlines that we have to be us against them all the time.
Right.
And that only good things come if I win at the behest of your loss. Right. And that to me, that loses sight of a mindset that I talk about, which is an abundance mindset.
Right.
And that's a very cultural thing here in Utah, that there's room for all of us to succeed. Not only is there room, but my success begets yours and yours begets mine.
Right.
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 And that's a very cultural thing here in Utah. And I think that we owe a lot of that to the LDS faith and the history and culture of the LDS faith too. But when I came here for the first time, I felt it and I was like, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Positivity begets positivity and success. Positivity begets success,
Right.
And success begets success. And so.
And that's what's really important to us at Raindance is, Raindance isn't just a film festival. We want to be part of a community.
Mm-hmm.
And, the thing is we needed to find that community that's going to embrace us, that's going to be part of what we're doing. And we're not just coming in and we do the festival and then we leave again. We're building education. We're building year-round programming. We're building opportunities with workshops and global master classes and just all these opportunities that we want to bring here to the area. But the most important thing to us is we needed a community that would embrace us. I would say, yes, please do this here because we would love it.
So when you talk about that, the way you talk about it, now people are probably getting a sense for yours and my early conversations and why I decided that this was a good fit for Ogden. I mean, not that it was just my choice alone, right?
Right.
But if we had blown you off, you probably wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so these are the kinds of conversations we had, you guys, when we look at a good fit, because I don't want Raindance to come in and just say, we're Raindance, this is only ours. You don't get to play here, you don't get to play here, we're here. That's not the mindset we get.
Right.
I see that and feel that abundance mindset, you guys, from Raindance that makes them such a strong fit for Ogden.
Right. And that's that's the feeling that we got from Ogden. And that's why we just, we know that it's a good fit. And, because everything that we're bringing here and that we want to base in Ogden, we want to be part of the community. And even in the whole state of Utah, we're not here to take over anything. We're not here to
add to it.
We want to be part of the building of the future of film in Utah. And we want to base that in Ogden.
Right.
And that's what's important to us. And that's why we are making so many connections to so many different organizations within Ogden and within the state of Utah, because we're here to build, and we do that together. Raindance cannot build film by themselves. We have to be part of the building.
Did you hear that? We're here to build.
We're here to build.
We're here to build.
We're here to
to
create an industry.
To create, to help lift. That's community building. We're building a community.
Yes.
Sometimes people in business talk about it in terms of ecosystems too.
Right.
And I think that you guys have the reach and the power and the ability to bring to Ogden a core nucleus. You're a big piece of what could become a really rich ecosystem of creativity.
Right.
And I think that you can bring some plug and play pieces to that, and each one of those things can become a core of other ecosystem services, if that makes sense.
Well, it does. And that's the thing with film, is the ecosystem with film is so broad and so big, and it encompasses so many different opportunities for all different kinds of people. And, and that's why we're looking at opening the charter school too, because we want to start training kids when they're young, and we want to start providing them all these opportunities so that they go to school here, and then they go to college here, and then they come back and they work here.
See, let's talk about the charter school more specifically, because that has an impact not just on the youth, not just on Ogden, but it also could fit really well with what Weber State is doing, and even the University of Utah, right? Mm-hmm. So tell us more about the charter school and what that model would look like.
Well, we're still going through the approval process with the state.
Yep.
What we're looking at with the charter school is first opening a K through 6 school, and then we'll start on the 7 through 12 school, so that eventually we'll have that K through 12 education. It will be the only charter school in the world that's directly affiliated with an international film festival. And it will be the only professional training elementary school in the state of Utah. So what we're looking at doing is we developed an educational model called Artademics probably about 15 years ago. And it's a very successful program where it's an arts-first education. So we don't integrate arts, we start with the arts. So all of the core subjects are taught through the arts, which is a different model than most other schools use. We kind of take the model and we flip it. And it's very successful because kids are learning in a different manner. There's a lot of creativity based to it. And also in the core academic side, there's less computers. So we kind of have this it's very different. We do more of a classical training for the academic side. So it's not just kids sitting pushing buttons and being on the computer all day. They're, doing that thing called writing with a pen and a pencil and paper and erasing till they have a hole in the paper and, things like that. And then, but for our arts side, for performing arts, visual arts, and film, they'll be introduced to the most advanced technology. So kind of partnering these two different types of teaching together, one without using very much technology on the academic side, and then one introducing advanced technology on the arts side, is going to provide students in Ogden the most unique arts training that they could get anywhere. And then we'll be having industry professionals come. We'll be able to have our students perform at Raindance every year. They'll be very immersed into the Raindance Film Festival. And to them, film festivals will just be a way of life because it's just how they're going to grow up. And, and then beyond our school, we have all of our training and our workshops, and we're working with the OCA because we want to be able to offer all of our workshops and competitions for kids ages 4 years old to 12th grade for free. because we want to bring that training outside of our school, because our school can't train everybody. Right. So we want to offer it and work with all the schools in Ogden and be able to offer this to all kids in Ogden to start training and start being part of the Raindance Film Festival.
Right. And to clarify, OCA is Ogden Contemporary Arts
Ogden
over
Contemporary
here at the
Arts,
Monarch.
yes.
Right in the heart and the center of our arts district.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So when you came and looked at Ogden, certainly you made your way over to the Monarch, you made your way over to Oka, you got to the arts district. Mm-hmm. Certainly it's a district becoming still.
Yes.
What do you see in the arts district here in Ogden that when you first look at it?
Well, we saw a lot of opportunity, and we saw a lot of opportunity for growth and opportunity to be part of that growth. If we get the approval with the state to open up the charter school, then we would like to have that located in the arts district. And just everything else that we have planned as far as for the film festival goes, we'd like to headquarter everything in the arts district so that we can continue to build that. And, so far the creative district, I think, is phenomenal. And I think that with some growth, it's just going to keep getting better and better.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I really talk about a lot is, arts and culture, entertainment, et cetera, are a big component of our future, of our downtown, and of our revitalization and economically downtown. And one of the things that mixes really well with that is innovation. And we've got a really strong and budding aerospace and defense industry.
Yes.
With the positioning of our city next to Hill Air Force Base and the positioning of Hill Air Force Base in terms of the world mission, right, for world peace. And our nation's defense, but in terms of world defense and peace, with our nuclear armament and deterrence, et cetera, there's a lot of need for innovation and technology, advanced manufacturing, defense and aerospace, contractors, and that can be an ecosystem as well in and of itself, and needs to be more so here in downtown. And so we're taking steps to try and help build that piece of our downtown.
See, but all of that connects.
That's the point.
Right. And
creativity and innovation
exactly
coming together.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's just when you think about the entertainment industry, and it's so broad, and you think about, Hill Air Force Base, they use filming. They film different things, and they have their newscasts and their marketing. It's just the film industry encompasses so much that, being able to start training kids in kindergarten, it gives them so many opportunities to look into and so many different paths that they can take. And that's what we want our training to do. And then we want them to be the ones to come back and open these startup companies right here in Ogden. Come back, open a post-production company, open an editing studio. Come work at the Raindance Studios. Come work with the film festival. It's just we want to train our own industry here, build the industry, and then keep them here by giving them the end product,
right?
A job.
So what we've explained now that we're at this point in our conversation, is what I want people to take away from the power and potential of this partnership. It's more than a festival.
Exactly.
Right? And sure, the festival is going to be like the first step. It's going to be the most outward and most visible. It's certainly what everybody's talking about right now. But it has the potential to build into something so much bigger and deeper for Ogden.
It does.
Right?
Yes.
And so we want to make sure we hit that first step out of the park.
Right.
So let's talk about the festival itself.
Okay.
Because if we're not succeeding with that in the short term, it's going to be harder to get to the other steps too. But it's all part of a bigger vision.
It is.
Right?
It is. And it's all part of building more creativity and innovation into the area, and to have other opportunities and different opportunities for students as they grow up.
So for the festival itself, let's just pretend. I mean, I'm not pretending, but you are. Pretend you're me. You haven't attended the festival yet. What can someone like me expect and see and feel and experience when in a festival like this in Ogden?
Well, we're still working on the format. The format will be very similar to what we do in London. So what you're going to experience is a lot of very advanced technology and some very cool demonstrations and some hands-on workshops, a lot of industry panels that are going to touch on everything that's film-related, entertainment-related, immersive technology. We'll have our Raindance Immersive, which is all of our gaming and XR and VR and all the other R's, AR, MR, world building, character development. So Raindance Immersive, I think, is going to be huge here. So we've already started meeting with tech companies. We have a couple of key tech people coming on board. So there's going to be a lot of technology showcases to see, a lot of screenings. One thing we're doing here is we're giving our local Utah filmmakers some opportunities that are specific to Utah. So we're going to see an abundance of our local filmmakers. We're going to have world premieres that are going to be here. We'll have the best of our Raindance London that will be screening here. We're developing partnerships with other film festivals across the world. So we have one that we are securing with Mexico. So we're going to have we're going to do the best of Mexico screenings. We're partnering with another film festival in Wichita, Kansas. We're going to include screenings from their festival. We just, it's just going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of energy out there. We're going to have an entire student component to it. So we're going to have student screenings. We're going to have parties. Right. It's going to be a lot of fun with a lot of energy going on.
So if you're following along, I mean, that was a lot. Each one of those things we could dissect and talk about specifically. Some of which you and I already have. Right. But if you're not building it in your vision, think about this is activation of the entire downtown. Yes. It's not just one place. It's not just one venue. It's going to have a bunch of venues activating all at the same time around different things, all kind of coexisting and happening all at the same time. And Right. So there'll be panels going on over at this place, at this place. We'll have screenings going on at some of our bigger venues like Perry's Egyptian and Copper Nickel and Union Station and Monarch. Well, most of our student component of it will be done at the Monarch. So we're working with those wonderful people over there. So it will be just a lot going on. We're looking at putting together a tech expo where we'll have, advanced technology demonstrations. So it'll be just pretty much consuming 25th Street. Yep. And that just activates our entire downtown. Exactly. That kind of thing. And notice that she mentioned a lot of venues already. Every one of those venues is a historic venue. It's a venue that's got a beautiful facade and it's got a history gorgeous. And a story and a richness of its own, right? Yes. And now you're starting to get into another one of our competitive advantages, which is our historical charm and elements of our city that really for me is I've been mayor now a year and a half or a little bit more. It's starting to solidify for me an economic vision that's built around that. Yeah. And the sense of placemaking and activating space with events and really leveraging our charm, our history, our character, right? To become our best Ogden. The venues are amazing here. Amazing. Yeah. And I'm a big historical person. So, I still remember the first time I walked into Union Station. It's incredible. Whoa. Right? And went and saw Annie at Perry's Egyptian over the summer and just loved sitting in there and just feeling it. It's more than right? It is. Oh, just gorgeous. And, Copper Nickel, super people there. Love that venue. Love the painting on the inside of the wall. Oh, my gosh. It's done by a local artist to recreate what was there historically. Yeah. All the rafters and everything restored and exposed. It's just the venues here are amazing. Right. And some it's easy to look at those and see them as maybe a liability because they're expensive. Sometimes like to secure those things structurally and so on, it's really expensive. And we're really blessed to have people that have invested in those and the architecture and the history of the buildings and have found a way to make it work. And we're working on some ways to try and leverage our tools as an RDA and as a city to help secure more of those.
Right.
I think that's a huge piece of what we need to be more helpful with. So we've talked about, give me a second to talk about the Ogden Way, because I want to make this point that when we talked, it's more than just like, hey, this is a great thing. Yeah, sure, come here. The reason it resonates with the Ogden Way is because when we talk about the Ogden Way, we talk about values. It's a values around service and collaboration. It's around having a growth mindset, right? It's about being innovative and making sure that we're the kind of city that finds new ways to drive and to innovate and to become our best selves. And so it's all in a way to say that we are a city of service here at the city, and we're out to create a community of opportunity. And so when we talked, just so you're more familiar now that we had this talk again, that was my mindset when we talked. I was listening to you talk about it, and those were the kinds of things I was looking for.
Right.
And so you knew when you came to talk to Ogden and you met Ogden, you knew what you were looking for. Exactly. And now you know what we were looking for from me anyway. Right. And that's why I felt like this was a good match. And so I just want to thank you for coming to our city, experiencing our town through our people, right? Yes. And just giving us a chance. And I want to really push back to anybody that's listening or watching and just say, we have a lot to offer this world. Mm-hmm. And that I've been saying that we're an international city for a while. And so there have been people that are pushing back on me on that. And I'm just telling you that Dawn Hauptner's proof of that. We have people that reach out to the world and the world reaches back. And we have something that people love here. Yeah. And it's us, you guys. Yep, it is the people. That was the first thing. Right. That I had 4 cities left that I had against each other, and I'm like, all right, let's see which one's going to be our fit. Right. And yeah, as soon as I walked down 25th Street and started talking to people, I'm like, this is it. Well, this is it. We're happy to have you. We're really excited to help do what we can to help you ensure your success here, because the mission of our city is that we're, like I said, we're a city of service. Right. It is our mission to facilitate success for each other as employees. Mm-hmm. And then as an employee base, as we make sure that we facilitate success for each other, we leverage our resources and our ability to facilitate success for others. Right. Right. Well, and what we're hoping also with Raindance coming here to Ogden is to help bring, and especially with our colleges and as our kids kind of, start and they go through school and they go through college, is to come back here and start up companies. Right. Start up a small business here. There's space that's open. There's plenty of space to build. And, we want to build that. We want to bring in those, those innovative companies. We want to bring in those film companies. We want to, we want this place just be buzzing all the time. And it is, but, we want to be part of the growth and the future of Ogden. And that's why I said, we're not here just to come to a festival and leave. We're here to move in. Right. But remember, when she says we want to be a part of the growth and the future of Ogden, we're talking about the growth and future of us, you guys. The people we have here are talented. Exactly. We're capable people. We have more to offer. I know that we offer a lot, but there's more within us that we can still offer. Right. And I guarantee you, Dawn, there's people watching going, oh, they're so, pie in the sky, or, right? Like, we know we have challenges here. Of course we know this. But we focus on the good and we build on the bright spots. That's what we do here. That's the mindset. And there's so much good about Ogden, which is why it was the right fit for us, because we're like, there is so much here. Because it has to go both ways. Right. It's not just, Raindance is this big film festival, but it has to, both sides have to fit together. And, we see a value in Ogden, and to us, that's important. And to us, we feel like we're the ones who are on top of the world because we found the value in Ogden and what Ogden can give to us as a film festival, and then what we can give back to the city
and how now we gave to each other, and now how do we continue that growth? And that's what we're excited about.
Sure sounds a lot like you just described community to me.
Yeah, it does.
So before I get into my call to action, I got like 3 or 4 of them. But is there anything we didn't cover that you want to cover and want to make sure people know about Raindance and about what we're working on before I go to our call to action?
Raindance is just, we are very excited. I think you had mentioned we had our first Raindance Ogden meeting with our London team yesterday. And our team in London is so excited about this. And, and it just, and all of us are, because this is an opportunity for Raindance to expand our brand. And what perfect city to expand our brand with than with Ogden. It's a perfect fit.
What better festival to expand our brand of Ogden with than Raindance?
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. It's just like we both have so much to give to each other.
Yeah.
And that's what's important.
So we had this meeting yesterday, and I had met with the Raindance Advance team, met with the ownership, with Elliot, met with the senior leadership, the business development group. Yesterday I met with the whole team.
Right.
And I'll just say that you are backed by an enormous and powerful team of experts, and with a lot of different pieces of expertise, right?
Yes, everybody has their expertise in Raindance, and everybody is very good at what they do.
I was feeling like, man, I should have brought more backup. I had a couple staff members with me, and I'm like, oh wow, you brought the house.
Well, you all impressed them. So after I got so many emails just to how wonderful everyone was and how terrific the city must be, and we're just all really excited about this.
And that's kind of the point. Is it's not our show at the city. It's your show. It's our community, and it's our shared mission.
Right.
But it's your show. It's within our city. We're not here intent on taking it over and running it for you. That's not the point. In fact, people have asked if there have been financial incentives, and the answer is no.
Right, exactly.
There's no financial incentive. It was just purely incentivized based on you and us, you guys.
Well, and we've been asked the same thing, and we said, no, we're not here for that reason. We're here because we saw an opportunity for us to grow as a festival, and we found the perfect city to grow with.
There you go.
And that's why we're here.
Okay. Thanks for sharing those final thoughts. Thanks for everything you're doing to discover us and to help elevate us. I feel like we've been discovered for a long time. There are people in Utah that haven't come to see us for a long time. Mm-hmm. They say certain things about us. We kind of own it with pride, frankly.
Right.
You've noticed we got a chip on our shoulder. We kind of lean into it. We call ourselves still untamed for a reason.
Right.
People think one thing, and it's like, well, we're not that. But, we are Ogden, USA. We are a little chippy. We have quite a bit of grit and charm.
Well, right? You know what? But that's what we need for a film festival.
That's our culture.
And exactly. That's why when I walk down 25th Street and I'm looking around and I'm like, this is made for a film festival, because we could have so much fun here. And
that's why I hit it off so much with Elliot, and that's why I told him, I'm only electable in Ogden, because he hears me talk, the way we interact and everything. He's like, dude, you're different mayoral, and I'm like, I'm mayor of Ogden, man. We're a mix of people. And
well, when I talked to him today right before I came here, he said, boy, I really like that mayor. And he said, I wonder if he took it the wrong way when I said, hey, would you ever come to London and be the mayor at London?
Yeah, right.
I said, I don't know. I think he's in Ogden to stay.
Yeah, I didn't take it the wrong way, but the answer was absolutely hell no. I don't actually want to be the mayor of anywhere other than here.
Right.
I don't really, frankly, want to be in politics anywhere else. I don't really want to be in politics. I want to be in leadership and in building and doing and creating and lifting.
Exactly.
And so that kind of is the point of my call to action today, is if you ever find yourself in a position where you're focused on negativity. There's plenty of negativity in the world. There's plenty of ways to open the newspaper, look at the news, see a headline, because the world in some ways is built to funnel negative energy.
It is.
Right.
That's for whatever reason, that's what makes news.
It's being monetized,
Yes.
And it seeps into our own city. It seeps into our own lives, you guys. I've fallen for it before. I've had people in my own office in the past, in my history of career, where you bring in a new person and they bring a different energy, and you end up kind of succumbing to it if you're not careful. But the same can be done to where you have a positive energy and that negative can succumb to yours.
Right.
Those are very equal and opposite energy forces. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the thing with Raindance is we have the same type of mindset. We're not a political group. We don't go one way or the other way. We're for everybody. Right. And that's one thing that's really important to us at Raindance is, the arts and creativity that goes across all borders. It doesn't matter where you are on the political spectrum. We're here to bring something really fun for people to come out and express themselves and just have a good time.
Which also was something you and I talked about because
yes.
we talked about a lot, guys.
Well, we had to make sure everything matched.
Yeah, we had to make sure
and
we
it
were aligned.
does.
It's like, and it wasn't about asking for political alignment. It's just, are you going to come drive political wedges in our city, or are you going to just come help build people?
Yeah,
that was it. And it's like, no, we're not taking one side or the other.
Right.
We're just here to help.
Well, and that's the thing with film. Film is used to express yourself, and we encourage people to express themselves. And again, that goes across all borders. It doesn't matter. That's your right to be able to take your creativity, and that's what's so great about film.
Right.
Is that's what it's there for.
Well, we're really thankful to have you. We're blessed to have you. For our call to action, be more like Dawn, be more like Raindance, be more like Ogden. Look for the good.
Yes.
Be the good. Be attracted to the good. Like, carry the energy of goodness, and I promise you, we will continue to be far, far, far more than we could ever imagine. If we focus on the negative, if we want to divide people, if we want to create false narratives and false talking points in order to win over so that someone else loses, that's an inherent limiting bias, a limited mindset. We're here to have an abundance mindset.
Exactly.
To help people thrive, to help people grow.
Just keep moving forward.
Right? And that's your other call to action.
And I have to go eat there.
Yeah. And it's a random call to action, but it's not random. It all is connected. Pitmaster Steve at Black Sabbath Barbecue over here by the river, just off Washington Boulevard.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know where that is.
Absolutely. The food's phenomenal. The atmosphere is phenomenal. They're busting at the seams already.
Is it big enough for us to do a preview night there?
I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that.
Okay.
But Steve's an awesome guy. He's from Corpus Christi, Texas, originally growing up. He's been in Utah for a long time and loves everything that Ogden stands for, and is absolutely loving doing business in Ogden.
Well, good. And we're looking forward to the same thing. And I guess before we end, we are going to be starting our year-round programming in 2026. So 2026 is when we're going to be starting our events and our workshops for kids starting at 4 years old. We'll have our 4 to 10-year-old workshops and events. We'll have our 6th grade through 12th grade workshops and events. And then we'll have our college and adult. And all that starts next year. That'll
be here before you know it. For those of us tracking, that's right after the deer hunt, after Thanksgiving, after Christmas. And then we'll be right into the year-round programming.
Yeah,
right?
It starts next summer.
And then in the following year, we'll be looking at our festival elements. Mm-hmm. And then now you're starting to talk about an entire package, right?
Right. And then everything will just kind of keep growing and growing and growing. And we're all just going to have a good time.
Okay. Dawn Hauptner with Raindance Film Festival. Thanks for joining us here on the Ogden Way podcast.
Well, I'm proud to be an Ogdenite.
There you go. We're proud to have you. And thank you for everybody who tuned in, who listened, or who watched the episode, who want to learn more about Raindance. Is there somewhere we can direct them if they want to learn even more?
You can go to raindance.org. We will be adding the U.S. Raindance, but right now it at least gives information about Raindance and what Raindance is all about. We also have the British Independent Film Awards, which is biffa.film, which I think that you're planning on going.
I'm gonna try. We'll see.
Yeah, and I'll be there, and so that gives some other, because the British Independent Film Awards were also created by Elliot Grove. So it's been running 28 years. So that kind of gives a little bit more feel for Raindance and just things that we're doing. And then there's a Raindance Immersive, which is raindanceimmersive.com. That kind of gives a look at the immersive technology. So we got a lot going on.
Okay, go to those sources, look at Raindance, and live up to the ideals and the standards of the Ogden way, and continue to be you, because everything that you are, Ogden, is everything that we can become and we are becoming. And today's episode was absolute proof of that. And when this episode airs, please make sure you share the link with Elliot and the team. And thank them again for squeezing us in before their meeting with Hugh Grant.
That's right.
I know. It's like
somebody was going to see Hugh Grant.
Like, sorry, we gotta meet with the mayor first, and then we'll get to that. So, okay, that is this episode of the Ogden Way. I'm Ogden City Mayor Ben Nadolski. We're with Dawn Hauptner from the Raindance Film Festival, and this has been a phenomenal discussion.
Yes,
and we'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.
We appreciate it.
Yeah. And in the meantime, get out there, be you, be your best. Let's just be Ogden.